Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Notes in the Sewing Room. My name's Becky and welcome back if you are a subscriber. Today's video is all about what I'm planning to make in February, as well as one project that I'm hoping to get finished as well. I say February, but to be honest, these plans may go on a little bit, like maybe into March or something like that. Really just depends on how much sewing time I've actually got. But I'm looking forward to sharing everything with you today anyway. And I would love it if you could let me know if you've made these projects before, or if you've got any future ideas of projects that I could try as well. If you do enjoy watching today's video, I would love it if you could press that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. By liking this video, it basically encourages YouTube to share this content with other people. And I'm not really sure how the whole algorithm thing works, but it would be great anyway if you could like the video and leave me any comments below that you would like to. I do love to chat to you in the comments section as well, so any ideas that you've got of advice for projects that you've made before that are similar to these ones, or you've made these items before, and just any advice you could give me also is always fantastic. For those of you who are interested, I'm actually not wearing a handmade item today. This is an original 1980s batwing vintage jumper that I bought from a vintage shop which is quite local to me, although to be honest I actually bought it via Instagram. I didn't buy it in person. There's a lovely shop over in Newark in the UK called the Vintage Vixon, and you can find them on Instagram if you're interested, and they have some fantastic vintage things, dresses, tops, trousers, all kinds of things for men and women as well. They've got quite a nice selection, but the shop is lovely as well. If you are local, you live in Nottinghamshire or the surrounding areas, then I would recommend popping over and going into the shop as well. But I actually saw this jumper on Instagram and I thought, oh, do you know what? I really like it. So I'm just going to order it. I think it was probably kind of for Christmas, but I just thought, why not? It's not really a Christmas jumper. It's just got a little bit of sparkle. If I come a little bit closer, you'd hopefully be able to see. I don't know, it has got a little bit of sparkle in there, you maybe can't see in the light, but yeah, I just really like it. It's just something a little bit different to keep me nice and cozy, but is kind of a little bit sparkly and fun at the same time. Bentley, my Labrador, is here with me as well. He's not actually sitting in the chair with me today, but he's just over in the window, so I'll just move the camera in case you would like to have a look at him. He's there in the window just having a little snooze today. I know a few of you do like to see Bentley, so I just thought I'd throw that in there as well. So anyway, the first project that I wanted to share with you today is something that was actually included on my Make 9 list for this year. I'm not really sticking to the list completely. I'm kind of, just going along, seeing what I want to make as the months tick by. But I thought I would try one of the projects fairly quick so that I can kind of get it in there and tick it off my little list that I've made for myself. So what am I talking about? This is the Sew Over It Ava Skirt. So for each of the different projects that I mention, I will try and put in a picture or a little video of the pattern so you can see what it looks like. The Ava Skirt is something that I've wanted to try for a while, and actually my husband bought me, I don't know if you've seen from Guthrie and Garnier, I can't remember what they're called, but it's like a pack, and it's like, well, not really a subscription box, but they do these boxes that come with the fabric and a pattern and all of that stuff. So he bought me one of those for Christmas, which was really, really kind of him. Or to be honest, I actually requested it, but he bought it me for Christmas. But because that came with some lovely corduroy fabric, and I just wanted to make a test version before I actually cut into that lovely fabric. So I'm going to use this lovely denim fabric. It's a little bit creasy because it's been in the washing machine, but this has got a little bit of a stretch to it. But I bought this when I went to Sew Brom back in October time. So I've been wanting to use this up. I was actually going to use it to make a pinafore dress, but I changed my mind and I'm going to use it for the Ava skirt instead. So the Ava skirt is a bit of an A-line basic skirt. So I think you could make this, depending on what fabric you use, this could be suitable for work, or it'd be suitable for home or going out, or whatever you fancy. So I want mine to be quite a casual skirt. So pretty much I'm working at home most of the time at the moment. So I can wear something quite nice on top, and then I can wear something denim if I want to on the bottom half. So I am someone that wears a lot of skirts and a lot of dresses, and I absolutely love denim skirts. So I just thought, why not? I'll make myself another one. So as you can see, this fabric has frayed quite a lot when it's been washed, so it's definitely going to need to be overlocked when I'm sewing up all those seams and everything, although to be honest I normally do that anyway. So the dress has got a couple of darts at the front, it's got a couple of darts at the back, I think it's got a little waistband, and then it's finished with a zip at the back. So I guess you could make a feature of the zip, or you could make it a concealed zip or something like that. So I think when I do the corduroy version, I might make a feature of the zip at the back, but for this one, I'm not sure yet. I might do a lap zip, or I might do an invisible zip. I'm not sure yet. I just need to kind of delve into my little pots and things and just see what I've actually got, and just save myself from ordering something new online, I guess, in terms of zips and all that stuff. You may know that we recently moved house, so I've just been in the new house for just over a week now, so I'm still finding bits and pieces as I go along in terms of my craft stuff, and to be honest, lots of other things in the house. It's taken me quite a few days to find my slippers, which may seem like quite a small thing to some people, but I've had cold feet and I couldn't find my slippers, and I couldn't find any cozy socks to wear either, but thankfully I found them now, so that's good. But yeah, I've got quite a few craft things in terms of jars that I keep my zips and buttons and things like that I'm still yet to come across, but I think they're hidden in the garage somewhere, so I do need to try and delve in there when I've got time and try and find them. So, but I will try and do that rather than ordering extra bits and bobs online if I possibly can. The Ava Skirt is available in sizes 6 through to 20, and it's also available in 2 different lengths as well, so you can do a midi length or you can do a shorter length as well, so depending on what you want to do. Now, I often find with sew over it patterns that I don't really necessarily want to make the midi, but I want it to be longer than the short length. So I am probably going to end up adding a little bit onto the shorter one to make it maybe just finish just above my knees or something like that. But I need to have a look at the pattern pieces and then just see how I get on basically. But I will report back in one of my future makes videos how I got on with this project, what size I made and that kind of thing. I'm probably going to go for a size 10 at the waist and maybe grade out to a 12 at the hip, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So of course I will report back and let you know. But I'm looking forward to using up this fabric anyway, and having a go at making myself hopefully quite a wearable everyday skirt. Project number 2 that I want to share with you today is actually something that I've already started, but I've not had a chance to finish yet, and that is because I need to find a hammer to hammer on my jeans buttons, and then I just need to finish off the hem and that sort of thing. But I thought I'd share it with you anyway. So this is actually the Jennifer Lauren Dolce Pinafore. So I've been wanting to make this for ages, and I was actually originally planning to use this fabric, which I just showed you before, to make the pinafore. But to be honest, just before we moved house, I had a day off work, I had some annual leave to use. So I thought that I would get stuck into this project then. But then when I found out the blue denim, I realised that it had not been through the washing machine, and I like to wash all my fabric before I use it, just to make sure that it's not going to, you know, the project when I've made it is not going to shrink in the wash and that sort of thing. So I decided, do you know what, I'm going to have a go at making this dress anyway, but I'm going to use some different fabrics. So I had a look through my fabric stash and I managed to find this other denim fabric, which is a kind of peachy, pinky type colour. And I think I bought this from eBay absolutely ages ago. And if I remember, I was probably going to use it to make some sew over it ultimate trousers or something like that, but basically never got round to it for one reason or another. But I think it's worked quite well for this dress so far. So now this dress is supposed to be lined around the bodice area. I think the lining is supposed to come down to the waist, but I didn't have enough of this fabric, and I didn't really have another fabric that I thought was going to work that well on the inside to go with this lovely peachy colour. So instead I decided to have a look what I got, and in terms of binding, bias binding, and I decided to finish it with a bias binding instead around the arm sockets, around the square neckline, and I was going to put it onto the hem, but I've actually not got enough of the binding, so instead I'm just going to turn that up and top stitch it. But I used a beautiful binding which has got dinosaurs on, which I thought was really cute, and that was from the Becky seamstress. So I absolutely love the bias binding from the Becky seamstress for a few reasons. One, it's quite narrow to use, which I think is quite nice, because some bias binding that I've had before can be a little bit chunky, a little bit sort of wide, but also I found that this binding is just really soft and it's just perfect for dressmaking. It just, yeah, I just feel like it just goes around necklines and stuff just perfectly. It's not too chunky and bulky and, you know, things that I found before from other bias bindings that are perhaps more suited to craft projects. But anyway, that's just what I think. But I do really like that. So the Dolce Pinafore has got some lovely, lovely features. So if I just hold this up to me, obviously I can't put this on because it's not finished yet. It doesn't have the buttons on there. I've done my buttonholes and everything. So it's got a really nice square neckline around the top. It's got some shaping around the front, which with some princess seams just around here, and that's on the front and on the back. It's got a waistband that basically attaches the bodice to the skirt. The top of it is kind of semi-fitted, although having said that, I made this in a straightforward size 10, didn't make any changes initially, but then when I was kind of going through the fitting process and, you know, sewing up the garment, I found that actually the princess seams for me just allowed a little bit too much room. So I made this in a size 10 with a B cup, and I've ended up taking quite a lot out of the princess seams, and I also found that the underarms came really high on me, so I've ended up kind of dropping those down a little bit as well as I went along. But hopefully, fingers crossed, when I've got the buttons on there and everything, this is going to be fine and hopefully quite a good fit for me in the end. Just consulting my little notebook here, so the Dolce Pinafore is available in sizes 6 through to 34. You can buy this from the Jennifer Lauren handmade website, of course, and it's available in A through to F cups, which is really good. As I say, it's a structured A-line dress, and one of the things I absolutely loved about this project, and one of the things that attracted me to it, was the really nice, this probably needs a bit of an iron, square pockets which are just on the front of the dress, and they're really, really deep. There's loads of room in there, so I really like that about the dress. So hopefully they're going to be super useful, because as someone that's got a young baby, my little boy William, 16 months old, I'm always picking stuff up, putting things in my pockets, and I need about 10 arms. So actually having nice deep pockets is always really, really useful. So I think this is going to work quite well for me when it's finished. But yes, I'm almost there with this project. Hope to finish it off soon. I just need to find that hammer to hammer on the jeans buttons, and I'm using these hemline jeans buttons. I bought these from Minerva, so I'll just hold them up so you can see. So they're a nice shiny sort of silver colour. So yeah, but yeah, hopefully they work quite nicely down the front. So I've got 2 packets of those, because I think I've got about 12 buttonholes maybe down the front. I can't really remember, but yeah. So I'm hoping to finish this off soon, so fingers crossed it all works out nicely. The next project that I wanted to share with you today is actually an oldie, but in my opinion a goodie, and that is the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes top. So I absolutely love this top. I've made lots and lots of versions before. Ages ago I actually recorded a video which had got quite a few of my different versions in there, so I can't remember now. I think maybe I've made about 12 versions before, something like that. But I just love the different details that are available in this. You've got the ruched sleeve version, or you've got the version that's got a little ruched bit at the front, which creates a kind of sweetheart type neckline, and it's finished off with a neckband, etc. So I just really, really love this top, and I thought, do you know what, I need something that's kind of plain in my wardrobe that goes with lots of stuff. So I decided to have a look around to see what fabric I could find, and I bought this fabric a few months back now, and I think I've probably shared it before in one of my fabric haul videos, so you may remember it. So I bought this from a Fabric Godmother, but it's not a straightforward plain jersey. It's a cotton jersey, but it's not a heavyweight cotton jersey. I don't think. It's got, I don't know, a little bit more fluidity to it, if that makes sense. But it's got little tiny hearts printed on it. I don't know if you can see them very well, but I just thought it was super cute. So it's kind of plain without being too plain, if that makes sense. But hopefully this is going to work quite nicely. So I have actually already cut out my Agnes top. So I'm hoping to get that sewn up maybe in nap time or when William's gone to bed. I don't know, we'll see how it works out. But I've actually got all of this fabric left over, so I'm hoping to use that as a lining for something else, which I'll mention shortly, so bear with me on that one. But yeah, I'm hoping to, well, I'm planning, should I say, to do the ruched sleeve version of the Agnes top with the plain round neckline. So I think that's probably one of my favourite versions, to be honest. And I'll be making this in a Tilly and the Buttons size 3, which is roughly a UK size 10. And that project will actually form part of my winter capsule wardrobe series as well, which I'm still working on, and I'll be sharing that with you hopefully in the near future. I'm sorry if you can hear any banging, by the way, in the background. My husband is upstairs and he's doing a little bit of DIY. So if you can hear anything, that's what it is. And I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure if it'll pick up on the camera or not. The next project that I wanted to share with you is actually something else that I've been wanting to make for ages. And it's also part of my Make 9 for this year. And that is the Jennifer Lauren Felicity Skirt. So this is actually a skirt which was added on to the original dress pattern. So I think it was released as an expansion pack, but now you can of course just buy the skirt pattern, I think, as well, which is, what can you? I'm not sure. I think actually I bought the dress pattern with the add-on bit as well, but I'm not sure. I bought it a while ago now. But I'm hoping to make it in this kind of baby needle cord type fabric. So I bought this fabric from Eliza Mack Fabrics online, and I really liked it. I'm not someone that uses a lot of baby needle cord. Is that what you call it? Needle cord, baby needle cord, I'm not sure. It's not chunky anyway. It's quite lightweight. It's kind of white on the back. But yeah, it's really nice. It's got this kind of bird designs, a few flowers on there. I think it's quite autumnal, really. Perfect for this time of year. And I think it's going to work really nicely. I've got about 1.5 meters, so I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that I'm going to have enough to make the Felicity skirt. So the skirt is actually available in 2 different styles. So you can do a circle version, or you can actually do a gathered version. So I'm actually planning on doing the gathered version, I think, this time, just because, well, partly because of the amount of fabric that I've got, but also I thought a gathered version might fit in more to my kind of everyday wardrobe, and hopefully it'll look quite nice with the Agnes top that I'm making as well, which I just mentioned. The Felicity skirt is available in sizes 6 through to 24, and it's another skirt that's got some fantastic pockets on the front. So I'm hoping that, of course, they will work quite nicely for me. So I think they're not inseam pockets, I don't think. I think they're kind of on the front of the skirt, which I think adds a nice little feature. So you could probably, if you wanted to, add some piping onto those, make a bit of a feature of it, maybe use some different fabric for the pockets. But I'm hoping to just make up the pockets really using this if I've got enough fabric. So we'll see how I get on, but I'm looking forward to doing that one, and it'll give me a bit of a change from wearing denim skirts all the time as well. The final project that I wanted to mention today, and to be honest, this is probably not everything that I'll make over the next few weeks, but I don't know, we'll see how I go. I tend to sort of have a little list in my mind, but then I kind of flit off this way and that way and sort of, I want to make this, I want to make this. But obviously it just depends on how much time I've got, and my sewing time can be quite limited depending on, you know, what's going on in my kind of life in general. But I'm kind of a little bit organised at the moment. Not sure, I don't want to say that because that will mean that I have no sewing time going forward, but I don't know, we'll see. I have been fitting in a little bit of sewing time in the evening when William's been in bed since we moved, so I'm trying to be motivated, and just because we've moved house, not kind of let that put me off actually making things and whatnot. So one of the first things that I unpacked actually was my sewing machines. So I've got my overlocker and my sewing machine set up on our dining room table at the moment. I'm hoping that maybe as we move along with the house renovations that I can get a bit more of a permanent sewing space, but for now I'm set up on the dining room table, so but that's fine, and I'll just clear them away if I need to, if anyone comes for dinner or anything. But yeah, so the final project I wanted to share with you in my little list today is actually the Poppy and Jazz Dandelion Dungarees. So I'm hoping to make these for William, and it's a pattern that I've wanted to make for ages, and I've literally just bought it this week. I was planning on not buying any patterns for a while because I've got loads that I haven't made already that I need to get round to, but I've seen quite a few pictures of Dandelion Dungarees recently on Instagram, and I just thought, oh, do you know what, I've got to get that pattern. It just seems really, really nice, and I love to see William in a pair of dungarees, so I just thought, why not? So I've not decided what fabric I'm going to use for the outside of the dungarees at the moment, but they're lined dungarees, so they're reversible, but I thought the rest of this grey fabric might work quite nicely for the inside of the dungarees. Then I might use something a little bit more jazzy on the outside. I was thinking possibly, I don't know, something with a nice print on it, something that's quite fun. I'm not sure yet, but I will keep you posted and of course update you through my Instagram channel and also in one of my future makes videos as well, how I get on with this. But the dungarees can be finished with either a button or a popper just on the straps at the top. But as far as I know, they don't have any other fancy bits to finish them. So there's no poppers around the bottom leg area, there's no zips, anything else like that that can be complicated. So it should be quite a straightforward make, hopefully. One of the things that I like about poppy and jazz patterns is that you can trace out the pattern time and time again and make them in various sizes as your baby kind of grows. So these are the Dandelion Dungarees, should I say, are available in sizes newborn through to 24 months. So that's really good. So William's 16 months at the moment, so I've still got a little bit of growing room in there to actually try and make the dungarees in perhaps a couple of different sizes. It is a project that is designed for stretch fabrics, so I think maybe a cotton jersey or a French terry perhaps, or something like that might work quite nicely on the outside. I think because the dungarees have got to stretch on basically under the feet, and you've got to pull them up and then finish them with the straps at the top to close them up, perhaps you couldn't use anything that was too structured. So maybe a sweatshirt jersey or something like that that hasn't got a lot of stretch maybe wouldn't be suitable for this project, and maybe would be, yeah, not that comfortable to wear, I shouldn't think. And as William's kind of crawling about and he's walking and everything now, I want something that's quite flexible that he's going to be quite comfortable in. But yeah, maybe a cotton jersey or a French terry might work quite nice for this, but I'm not sure. I need to have a little look in the fabrics that I've got and then see from there. I think he's going to look cute, super cute in, you know, whatever fabrics anyway, to be honest. But of course I am biased, I am his mum. Before I finish today's video, I just wanted to do a little bit of research, if you don't mind. I'm trying to sort of plan some future videos and think about what kind of content you really like to watch on my channel. So if you wouldn't mind leaving me a comment below about what you do enjoy about watching my videos and what you might like to see more of in the future, that would be amazing. I did actually put a little message on my community tab the other day, so you may have replied to that already, and if you have, thank you very much. So I know a few people have replied, but I'm just trying to sort of plan things that you might like to watch in the future. Now, one thing that I would say is I do struggle time-wise to actually film sew along type videos, so that's probably not something that I could promise that I would do in the future. If I do have time, then great, but it's not something that I think that I can commit to. But I'd love to know what kinds of things you do like to see. Is it my capsule wardrobe series? Is it my makes videos? Do you like to see pattern hauls, fabric hauls? Do you want to see something completely different? I'm not sure. So do leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. That would be amazing. If you have enjoyed watching today's video, as I said at the beginning of the video, please do leave me a thumbs up. That would be amazing. And consider subscribing to my channel as well and press that notification bell. And that way you'll know when I put out any future vlogs and that sort of thing. But that's all I've got to share with you today. So thank you very much for joining me. I do love to have you here with me. So I hope you've enjoyed watching as well, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.